If my mom can decide to start business at the age of 70, we are a vegan juice bar, so which means that we don't use even milk. If I had stopped, then I would have given up. Now, eatraja is largely regarded as India's first zero-waste juice bar. लेकिन ये खिताब किसने दिया?
Hello guys and welcome to the yet another episode of the Entrepreneur Talks. Today we have with us the founder of eatraja, India's first zero waste juice bar. Please welcome Anand Raj on the Entrepreneur Talks. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Hello sir.
Hi, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
The spotlight is on me, so I should be bright and shining.
Yeah.
Thanks to Spotlight.
First of all, welcome to the Entrepreneur Talks.
I'm so excited to share my entrepreneurial journey with you guys. And since the spotlight is on me, so I'm going to go on talking. So shoot all your questions.
So many people in the pandemic lost their loved ones.
I lost my mom too. So my mom also was a COVID victim and she passed away and I had to shut shop. Uske baad I decided that, मेरे को करना भी नहीं है. Then I realized that, there is, a call from within yourself that, she started at the age of 70 and she took it for 2 more years. I can't run it down. इतनी जल्दी में हार नहीं मानना है. Because if my mom can decide to start business at the age of 70, at least for the spirit, I need to keep it running.
Right.
So after she passed away, of course, it was a very tough time, like how half of India has gone through all this. A lot of my own family, friends, all of them have lost their parents. So nobody knew. I was not the only person who was losing someone. Yeah. So that gave me confidence, like, even in this grief, we are all together. So I said, okay, I need to get back to what we were doing and leave it from where she left. And after she passed away is when we've become even more bigger and now we are expanding this way. So now I'm positive that, maybe my mom, dad, whoever are there, they'll be very happy that,
they will be very proud of you.
Yeah, if I had stopped, then I would have given up.
Yeah.
That would have been such a disgrace for my mother. Because हार हमें नहीं माननी है किसी भी हालत में.
Yeah.
Like how Ranbir Kapoor also says, right? मैं उड़ना चाहता हूँ, ये करना चाहता हूँ, कभी गिरना चाहता हूँ. फिर, you should actually pick yourself and start doing it again. So it doesn't matter whether if you fail, but you should not, give up on that. Keep trying. And that's the mantra even I have. For every entrepreneur, it's the same. It's not like a bed of roses for any entrepreneur कि आपने सोच लिया कि मुझे entrepreneur बनना है. It's a very cool thing to have a startup and all that. Initially, it's very difficult because nobody will believe in the innovative idea that you have.
Yeah.
That is exactly when you have to back yourself up. If you lose out then nobody will be there to interview like this a day later.
Right, exactly. That's what I believe also, that start. And if you fail also, you will not regret it later when you are old. That, अरे यार ये कर लेता तो शायद से आज जिंदगी कुछ और होती. You will not regret that. At least you were a RJ for about 12 years and then you quit your RJ career and become full-time entrepreneur. How did that shift, how did you took that shift and how did the idea of eatraja came to your mind?
Honestly, I never really planned to quit radio. It ho gaya because my dad was running this juice shop, so he started. And first, my grandfather came and started off this shop. It was under the name of Karnataka Fruit Juice Center. Okay. So along with that, my father was also running a travel.
It was at the same place only.
Same place in 1970s actually. My grandfather used to run a juice center in Gandhi Bazaar, Baswanuri. Okay. So he came to Malleshwaram where my dad was, and he said my father was running a travels business at that time. And until 2017, it was running with my father. Right. In 2017, my father passed away. After that, I had no clue because I was behind the mic, just going on talking and playing music. I was a radio jockey. So we kept the shop shut for almost 6-7 months. And that's when my mom was very inquisitive and she said, "Arey yaar, itne saalon se ye dukaan chal raha tha. And now that your dad is not there, it shouldn't mean it's the end of it. So maybe you just help me open the shop. I will just go sit at least." I said, okay. At the age of 70, my mom wanted to do something. I said, wow, this is women's liberation, you see. Yeah. At the age of 70, somebody decides that, we have to work. And I was so wowed by the, confidence that she had that mere ko kuch karna hai. I don't want to just sit at home. It's a very small shop in Malleshwaram. So I said okay, if you're going to go sit, I'll help you with some staff and all that. And that's how it started. But I told her, okay, if at all we are restarting this, we are making sure that this does not generate any waste at all. That is how it started. So normally any juice center, you will see that you will at least need a cup, and you will at least need straw, tissue paper. These are all the like 5 most important things any juice center will give.
Yeah.
I said we will run business without these 5 things. Like, how is it even possible? Imagine juices not being served inside of a container. कम से कम the last thing that you will have, at least one glass तो होना चाहिए. I said we will do it without that. How are we going to do that? I saw the watermelon come summertime. I said इतना बड़ा है, कोई काम करके उसको काट देते हैं, इसके अंदर से जो भी फ्रूट है निकाल के जूस बना के इसी के अंदर सर्व कर दो. The idea of serving juices inside of a fruit shell came because I saw a lot of garbage outside my shop. We are in a very busy area. I said is it even possible to do business without generating waste? So it took some time, but it worked eventually.
Yeah. So like you are going with the franchisee model, and as we see in India a lot, there are so many foreign brands that are in India right now. There are so many franchises of them that are not running really well. Like what the brand says, and when we see the franchises, it is not exactly the same. So do you think you need to implement certain policies to run your franchise, because you are a zero waste startup, and that's why your brand what it is today. So like when you will give permission for your franchisee, people are coming from the profit part, because you are passionate, but people are who are going to take your name and run your business, run your franchisee, they are coming for a profit. So do you think it will hamper this zero waste wala model, or you are going to be very strict with the policies?
See, that is the backbone of our startup. Being zero waste is the backbone, and that is what has got us to a popularity level right now. So definitely, like how you said, it's becoming very difficult for us, because a lot of people are reaching out for franchises, and many of them don't know that we are a vegan juice bar. So which means that we don't use even milk. So anything from an animal is not allowed at our place. So many people, like somebody from Manali got in touch with me, like बिल्कुल ऐसा ही juice bar यहाँ पे setup करेंगे. I said everything is fine. And then I told them, but we are a juice bar, we don't use any milk. Huh? No milk.
Right.
So we are a fairly ethical company. We have our own set of values, and it is completely based on that. It's important that local ethical values जो भी है उसको भी हम अपनाएं, and only then a startup will be a little more successful.
Right. So like what is the difference between a 20-year-old Anand Raj and a current age Anand Raj?
We didn't have Instagram those days. So when I was a 20-year-old. So now Instagram is very popular. So I'm like charged up, and like, there's a beautiful movie in Malayalam which says, the title of the movie is How Old Are You?
Yeah.
And the answer at the end, the heroine says it doesn't matter. So I apply the same thing. No matter who you are as a startup guy, even if like my mom was 70 and she said, okay, let's start something. So I asked the same question, how old are you? It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and do it.
Right.
If you think that you are young and energetic, yes, you are. I feel that I'm still about 18 or 19. So I haven't had a problem. Problem है तो अगर किसी और को रहेगा. अगर हमें problem नहीं है तो काय का problem? Just go ahead and do it, and that's about it.
Yes. So if you have to tell one thing to 20-year-old Anand Raj, what would be that one thing?
If I meet a 20-year-old Anand,
tell him to become more risk taker.
Yeah, it's not risk taker. Just go ahead and do it.
Right.
Like how you also said.
Don't think too much about.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a day to come like, अरे यार मेरे को ये करना चाहिए था. I wish I had done that. So even now I feel, okay, I chose engineering. मेरे को acting करना था या मेरे को कुछ और करना था. So at that point of time, family pressure is always there. They say, no, you are in Bangalore. If you are a Bangalorean, you have to become a software engineer only. So I had no other choice. My parents wanted me to become an engineer, तो मैंने भी engineering कर ली. अब क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? अब juice बेच रहा हूँ मैं.
Right.
So I feel that now parents are a little more aware. Like okay, there are many other fields also which are like really doing well. So I would say that anybody who is like a 20-year-old guy, I would say go ahead, just do it, because you shouldn't regret later.
Yeah, exactly, sir. So my next question is, what is that one personal habit of yours that helped you in your professional life?
Fitness. You know what? Every morning I get up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Physically, if you're not fit, the pura din you'll feel like So getting up early in the morning is the first thing I think anybody should do.
One entrepreneur you admire the most, and why?
I don't know whether it can be called entrepreneur, but Sudha Murthy, so the chairperson of. Reason being, I've met her personally also, and you had asked me one question as to what would you. So you will not believe this happened. Okay, so I was a radio jockey, and she had come for an interview. You can imagine she is Sudha Murthy, one of the big person from Infosys. So when I was supposed to go interview her, my other fellow RJ Disha, she got me to like, hi ma'am, this is Raja, our radio jockey. And she rose up from her chair just like this, literally, and said, hi, I'm Sudha Murthy. Like there was no need for her to do that at all. But she did that. I don't know, I learned a lot from that lady. I'm like, no matter who you become, you can always do this. It didn't cost her anything. She could have, I am nobody. But still she rose from her seat and she's like, hi, I'm Sudha Murthy. Like, wow. And the dress that she was wearing, very simple, down to earth. She was just wearing some very normal chappal, and she had jasmine flowers in her hair, and she had a nice bindi. Very, very presentable. If anybody in Karnataka, she is like a goddess for us. Okay, anybody, because when you meet her, you will get to know who you are. No matter who you are. You are just another person. That's it. That is how she believes. And I feel that, earliest entrepreneurs, because we didn't have the word entrepreneur, I think in 1980s they all started. I would say any day, hands down, a person like her will teach you how you should be grounded in life. No matter what awards, how much ever money, you have to be very simple. And that is what she was. So Sudha Murthy ma'am is mine.
Your go-to movie or a song or a book when you feel low?
Drishyam. Okay, so it's a Malayalam movie. So I saw it in Malayalam. So a lot of it I associate with eatraja. Okay, now eatraja is largely regarded as India's first zero waste juice bar. लेकिन ये खिताब किसने दिया? Not like government of India, not like the Prime Minister came like, oh, acha eatraja. So in the movie, if you watch that, so he says he is trying to create a scene. That's why it's called Drishyam. Okay, so he keeps telling, on that day and that time we had come here, do you remember? He repeatedly keeps saying that. Okay, amazing marketing principle there, because what he wants is, he wants them to believe what he is saying is the right thing. I applied the same to eatraja. I said like, eatraja, who is eatraja? India's first zero waste juice bar.
Great. So sir, the last question of the podcast, what is the one advice you want to give to a budding entrepreneur who just want to start his or her business, and what is the one advice they should ignore?
One advice that I would like to give anybody who's becoming an entrepreneur is that if you think that your idea is like kick-ass and is like something, it's the next thing, just go ahead and do it, because many times only you are the only person who's believing in it. But if you yourself don't believe it, then nobody else will be able to believe it. So ye karke hame dikhana hoga. So you have to get other people in confidence. Go ahead and try it. And while you are doing, there are 100 people, they'll come and, aisa nahi karna chahiye tha. Maybe you should have done that. Of course, everybody will come and give their own piece of gyan. Sabki suno, apni karo. Bas. Because you are the owner of your product.
Right.
You know how, because right from the seed thought, you would have heard, there is a reason why I'm doing this. आपके अलावा और कोई ऐसा सोच ही नहीं पाएगा. So you have to believe that जो मैंने किया है वो सही में अच्छा है, and I'll go ahead and do it. So 100 other people will come, like they are well-wishers, they are good people, but still they might not be able to think from the point where you are thinking from.
Right. So that's it from today's podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. So please do drop a like, share this video with your friends, people who want to start their business journey into sustainable industry. It will be a good example for them. And please
subscribe karo isko, spotlight ko. You can also be in spotlight then.
We will link all the social media handles of eatraja in our description. So go and check out them and do follow them. Thank you so much. What was your state of mind when your father passed away, and what are those mental challenges that you faced?